Hey Forex Fortune Hunters, it's Tom Wilmot. In this video, we're going to review two of our templates that we use on MetaTrader to trade currencies. In this particular case, I'm going to show you how it was possible to get 120 pips in two directions on the pound and the yen using a 1-minute chart. Recording this video on the 7th of April, a Tuesday, in the midst of all this volatility. Hold on to your hat, guys. We'll get started right after this. Okay, Fortune Hunters, we got to get to work here. I'm going to show you about the pound and the yen this morning. It's Tuesday, the 7th of April. I think I mentioned that already. And we had bi-directional trade today. And you got to keep track and see whether you can figure this out with me. I'm going to show you how to look at it on 4 of our templates that we've covered in our book, the Forex Power Surge on Kindle. And if you're interested and you buy that book, I'll be also happy to send you a PDF of it. If you're interested in expanding the charts on your own computer, for sure. The Kindle version is $4.95 US, $4.95. Huge investment for you. And just all I ask is that if you like it, you give me a fair review. So anyway, now onward and upward here. And I'm going to show you 4 templates, as I mentioned. First of all, notice what happened here. I've changed this a little bit to make it clearer. This is the 7 o'clock hour on our indicator, which is called session times, and that's available to you if you call and ask for the indicators by filling out the form at the bottom of this web video. In the description section, there's a link to get your free MetaTrader indicators. But anyway, this is the session times, and it tells me that 7 a.m. is approaching. So on the East Coast of the U.S., we're talking about kind of the opening of the U.S. session. And we're going to go on later and show you that we also have a line here for the New York Stock Exchange open. But let's start back at the beginning of the story. What we had here was a downtrend in our bands. And this particular template, by the way, is called Super Gimmick Quick. And remember that I said we have the scalpers up in this area here and the longer term buy and hold types down here. And this cushion really represents something that's difficult to get a reversal on. Now, what we had here took some time to go from down to up, and what I've done here is put this particular medallion in from our indicator that's also available to you to show you that this is when the crossover occurred on the longer term 30 to 60 EMAs. So in any event, now we know this cushion is developed. You can take this trade right here, actually. You don't have very far to go backwards. If you come down in this area on this 1-minute chart, you got a 7 pip stop loss. And once this thing twists over, it's usually pretty strong. And we have this continuation to the north here with our MACD colored indicator, okay? So now we come up into this area, we pull back here, and what we've said with this particular template after 7 o'clock, notice that we come down and the scalpers are trying to reverse the trend. We have this low and it comes right into the gap area here. You can see the pullbacks. And then when we have the reversal of the stochastic, you know that's confirmed. We have this move to the upside. Then we have another about, 1232 on the Forex.com server minus 4. That's about 830 is this time frame right here on the East Coast. So we pull back into the bands and we sit here. Notice that we're holding above our cushion and that we start to turn up here again on the stochastics. Notice that the MACD color does trail a bit. Obviously, these are all trailing indicators, but bottom line is you may have to enter. As long as you got your pullback, look for your upward move and or downward in a sell a little bit before the bars actually change color. Notice this one right here really puts you at a disadvantage in terms of having your stop loss somewhere down here in the cushion bands. Now, bottom line is that was our first move to the north, and if we take a look at it, we've got here up to this area, 64 pips, as I promised you. Now we're going to reverse it, but before we do that, I just would like to show you how this looks on the other 2 or 3 that we have. I'm going to go to my templates, which I've saved up here. I'm going to have, we've had Super Gamma Quick. I'm going to show you 3 events. That's one we haven't talked about much. And what's happened in this area here is very simple. The same thing has happened on 3 events. The 3 events are a switch in the chandelier from resistance to support, a pullback. Now notice that we wait until this blue star appears. It isn't very big, I apologize. I'll make it a little bigger for you. All right, so let's see what this looks like. This blue star right here indicates that our 12 EMA is also crossed over the longer term moving average, and that moving average is a 47. Okay, EMA. So bottom line is we have 12, 24, and 47, or 48 would be double, double, double down. Now we pull back, and once you get this indicator here, notice that what happens, and we can't go down any further because we're already on the 1 minute, but if you draw this line here right after the star, you're looking for this pullback. Here it is, right here. The RSI holds between the 45 and 55, and you're off to the races. So that's just how this thing looks on the next chart. Never really, challenged the chandelier at all until we got up into this area, which is the rollover I'm going to show you in just a minute. Now we're going to take a look at Thailand. One of my favorites, actually. Let's see what we got going on here. Here's Thailand down here. And we come back again. Notice that we had our crossover of the 12 and 24, and that created our Z-Lander signal line. We had our up arrow suggesting a confirmation that the moving averages were continuing higher. And you can either once again get in this area with a modest stop loss, or you can get in on this pullback here, which is the one we also saw in the 3 events and also on our Super Gamma Quick. Okay, one last one. Let's take a look at what we had here. I'm going to show you Blaster. I haven't really showed you that since I put it in the book. Blaster has the long-term Super Gamma long, which is in your inserts here with indicators. Usually the brokers will put this in your charts. Let's see if I can pull it up for you so you can see it. I can't do it here, I apologize. But this is an indicator that's part of the custom set most brokers offer, which is just a longer term multiple moving average stack that you can add to your chart. I've also added this particular thing here, which is our chandelier to it. You could also add the trend magic if you wanted to fool with that as well. Notice that we skim along the top of the longer term moving averages. That band is holding us higher. This was our time frame that we had at the 8:30 hour, and then the blast off further before we get a pullback here. Okay, so those are our 4 templates. Now let's continue on and see what happened over here, because I had another fantastic move for you after the 9 o'clock hour. Now, where did our, I don't have the session times on here. So what I'm going to show you is how this looks over here. This was our downtrend on our 1 minute Z-Lander signal line. Pull, push down, then pull, and look at this beautiful pull back into the bands, and our second 60 pip decline right over here in the time frame after the opening of the New York Stock Exchange. And I'll show you that time frame on the next chart. I'm trying to go quickly so you can see as many as possible. Here's our Super Gamma Quick. And notice what happened here. We had this particular area. Here is our 7 a.m. Offering here, and then up here I'm going to show you 1330 would be the opening of the New York Exchange. We had a little bit of a pushback here, and then a crossover again, and down we came with our crossover of the bands. This is the downward longer term moving averages crossing over. Our scalpers are down here. Then they pull back, they get right into the breach, and then it fails, and off we go to the downside. Okay, double dipping. Let's see what happened with double dipping in the same situation. Here's our 9:30 hour. Okay, this was actually, this is the 10:30 hour, 14:30 as opposed to 13:30. So 10:30 was when this turn took place. We'd have to change the session times indicator. Let me do that for you. I'm sorry it hasn't shown up yet. I apologize for that. This was 14:30 for that one, so let's make it 13:30 because my server is 4 hours ahead of me, so that's 9:30. We'll switch it back over here, and there it comes here. So you're watching this market. Now you can be having your coffees and doing what you need. Here's your 7 o'clock move to the north. Here's the switcheroo down here, and then we had this very nice double dipping. This is the 30 and the 50 EMA that we've added as opposed to double whammy, which is the chandelier. Down we come, pull back onto the trend magic, and then a complete flop and a failure right here that got you your 60 pips. So if that's not good enough by 10:30 in the morning after 3 hours of sitting in your chair, that's a nice scalping morning in my opinion. Let's see what we've got going on here. We've got and we'll show you how that looked on our 3 events, and then we'll be done. Here we are, 3 events coming up, and sure enough, here we are with our red start of the downside, a pullback right to the 24 EMA, and then a dump. Okay, guys, that's our quick update just to show you that if you want to follow these templates on your chart or even try to replicate them over onto your other equity and options platforms, go for it there. We've done some work on TradeStation and other videos, as well as on Fidelity Active Trader Pro. I hope that these templates and the ideas will be able to be implemented in your own personal trading strategies and bring you not only great pips, but lots of dollars in your other trading instruments. So don't forget, subscribe if you'd like alerts on our upcoming videos. Please give us a like. It gets the word out if you like our material, and comment if you have any questions or would like any follow-up from the videos. And meanwhile, don't forget, ask for those free indicators and templates. They're in a Dropbox file, and happy to send them to you free of charge. Just shoot us an email. Okay, guys, until next time, let's get some pips.